Before I enter a trade, I ask myself a very critical but a very important question. I ask, would I be happy if I lose this trade I am about to enter? If the answer is yes, I enter the trade. But if the answer is going to be no, or if I am skeptical about about my future mode, I don't enter the trade. I let the trade go. The reason for doing this is for me to be able to maintain a good emotional and psychological mindset. Now, what I mean by this is that it helps me to be able to see the trade going into drawdown and not reacting emotionally. And it helps me also to see the trade going to profit and then retracing and then going to profit and me not reacting as well. So that is the essence for me asking that question. And that is what happened in this trade today. So sit back and watch what happened. Although I took the profit at 2%, which is not my percentage of taking off my trade, but it is because of my trading plan allows me to. When I open my chart, I already know what I am looking for. I know my exact trade setup and I know the market condition I'll be willing to trade. But however, I ensure to remind myself of the don'ts of my trading. To cut it short, the overtrading list you see on the screen now are part of the don'ts of my trading. Like I said, if I do any of the following, I have overtraded. It means that I have carried out the don'ts of my trading. So if I take a trade that doesn't have my primary criteria, I have overtraded. If I take more than one trade in a day, I have overtraded. If I trade when it is not my trading session, I have overtraded. And if I take a trade that is not my A plus setup, I have overtraded. And lastly, if I take a trade based on FOMO, I have overtraded. And if I overtrade, it means that I have done most of the don'ts of my trading. And once I do the don'ts of my trading, I am, in other words, sabotaging my success to profit, my success or my way to profitability. Now, part of my do's are my primary criteria. As you see here, initiation, momentum loss, liquidity grab, supplier demand, and liquidity to target. They are the do's of my trading. They are the things that I must see on the chart before I take any trade. So that is by the way. But for today, when I came into the chart, I saw my primary trade criteria. So that made me to know that today I'm going to see a trade setup. However, I'm going to tell you the reason why I entered the trade. I had 2% in profit. Although my ultimate target is 5%, but I took my trade off at 2%, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. That is why the 2% I'm less happy having it. I would have even preferred not to enter the trade if I had known that I was going to pull out of my trade. But however, I have a cogent reason, a reason that fits my trading plan that made me to take off the trade at 2%. So when I came to the chart, I had already seen all my trading criteria. I had seen initiation, I had seen momentum loss, let me show you. I had seen momentum loss, I had seen liquidity grab, and I saw liquidity to target. I'm going to show you the liquidity to target. Now this is liquidity to target. This is liquidity to target. The liquidity to target that I saw was this place. Now where this line crossed, you see. Now this line itself, this here. This was the liquidity to target I saw. So that made me to know that my trade was going to, at least to a reasonable extent, go to my. So when I saw all my primary criteria, I was looking for an entry and I waited for my trading session. So when my trading session opened at this point, my trading session opened at this point, 8 o'clock. You see, 8 o'clock. You see, 8 o'clock. It opened at this point. So when it opened at this point, it had come into my point of interest. This is my point of interest. My point of interest was this place. This is where I was willing to take a trade. So when it reached that place, I went to my entry time frame. I went to my entry. When I went to my, I had already seen my entry confirmation, bro. I saw my entry confirmation, and I didn't hesitate to pull the trigger, bro. I didn't hesitate to pull the trigger. I saw my entry confirmation at this point. At this point, I saw my entry confirmation. So I just pull. You see where I put the trigger at this point, and I put my stop loss above. But at some point in time, I began to say I didn't utilize the opportunity to enter at an optimum point. If I had known, I would have entered at this point because I would have entered at this point. My trade criteria was also at this point. I would have entered at this point and it would have been beneficial to me. But since I have entered at this point, I didn't want to overtrade or take much. I didn't want to breach my risk criterion. So I had to leave the trade to go up into drawdown, a little bit, come down. It went up, came down, went up, and then boom, heading to my TP. So let me go back. So when the trade was coming down, I discovered that the momentum was just too slow. It was very, very, very slow. It was coming down very, very slow. It came to this point, it was playing around, very, very slow. And when I checked, I saw that there was US bank holiday. So I knew that it was because of the bank holiday. And usually I do not often like to take trades during bank holidays because I know that there will be less volatility in the market. There will be less volatility and much of manipulation. Somehow, there will be no movement. So when I saw that it was showing that there was no movement in the market, no volatility, and my trading is a trading that needs volatility, so that I will just enter the trade 5 minutes. My trade has hit stop loss, or 1 hour, 2 hours, my trade has hit TP. So no volatility. I had to take my trade out at this point. So I had 2% in profit. 2% in profit. Actually, it went to 3%. When it went to 3%, I broke even. But I said there was no need for me to still hold the trade because it was, it was very slow. So I took my trade out, and then it went up, and then it came down to my 1 pip to my TP. 1 pip to my TP. So I think I did what I needed to do at this point because there was no volatility. But if it was in normal trade condition, when there was volatility in the market, nothing, I would not take out my trade. It is either it hits stop loss, break even, or TP. That is my trading plan. I don't take off my trade if I have not hit TP, which is 5%, or hit stop loss, which is 1%, or hit break even. I not take out my trade. But because of the peculiar situation of today, which is bank holiday, because of President's Day, and when I checked President's Day, it was bank holiday. So the market was not moving, so I had to take my trade off. So it means that I am up 2% in my account. I just wanted to keep on watching because when I finish trading this account, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you my mindset, my ideology of trading this account. I'm up 2% now. So I'll be looking forward to having more 8%, 5% on this account. So that is it for today. So I think that you are going to know the reason why I took my trade off at 2% and what have you. So I have a question for you today, as I used to do in my previous episodes. Now, do you think I went out of my trading plan or not? Please, guys, I want you to comment to write in the comment section if I actually went against my trading plan or not. Thank you very much and have a good day.